Happy New Year and welcome to the Joy Route podcast. I'm Frankie. Y'all, in search of calm, I took a 10-month road trip by myself and it ended in January of 20. It started in January of 2023 and it ended in November of 2023. So that's about 10 months. I've been doing van life for like 4 years. I've crisscrossed the US, or so it seems. But let me back up. At the ripe old age of 50, I decided I needed a change. Or was it a midlife crisis? I don't know. But so for 10 months of 2023, I was living in a van and traveling alone, as I've been doing for 4 years. Like I said, I've crisscrossed the U.S. from the Midwest to out west, going to Arizona, Nevada, and California. And I guess I should say I haven't done it alone forever or in its entirety, because when I started my 10-month road trip, I was with a friend, and there have been times here and there where I'll camp with people. So being alone for 4 years, the majority of the time, yes, I have been alone. What made this 10-month epic road trip extra unique is for the first time I was actually living full time in a van. I always say I live full time in a van, but then I had to think about it. I live mostly full time in a van. That is until I took this 10-month road trip. And so when you live full time in a van, you are moving to a different neighborhood about every week, or at least it seems that way, because when you're houseless and zipcodeless, you're moving to a new parking lot. It might be a camping spot, it may be a gym lot, and you're moving once a week. Even for someone who lives in like traditional housing, moving somewhere new every week is a lot. And then your secondary home becomes coffee shops, aka Panera Bread in my case. It becomes 24-hour gyms, aka Planet Fitness in my case. It becomes travel gas stations like a Pilot or a Lowe's. It becomes beaches. No complaints there. And it also becomes paid campgrounds. But anyway, you're moving often. About 8 months into my 10-month journey, I was worn out. Like I was completely worn out. I did not want to move to another spot. I did not want to learn a new area. I did not want to get soak in the culture. I was like, I was wore out. Yeah, I was wore out. I am no fan of winter, but when I returned to my home base, even though it was in the depth of winter, I was happy. I was happy to be in my home base. I was glad that the family I left, with the exception of my beloved cousin, Nia, they were still here. Because how terrible would it be to leave a place you call home and come back and there ain't no MFs there? So like coming back home to someone, a large village of people is better than not. It's better than coming back to no one. The next point about being at the home base is there's a familiarity. And then sometimes the best thing in the world is to get lost, and sometimes that ain't funny. I'm glad to know my way around my hometown and not get lost. Like I said, sometimes I love getting lost in this world, and sometimes, like, no, I don't. I'm glad for the lowest prices I found since traveling. The Midwest keeps the prices low, even gas. I can't believe I can find gas for like $2 and something, because in California it was like $6. But after being thankful, it happens again, like that midlife crisis or that need for change. So I came home and I hugged on the loved ones and family and friends, and I've gotten a taste of the familiarity. I've handled all personal business, not all, but, and the happiness, the thrill is gone. I am ready to enter the next chapter of my life. And as I brainstorm and research, I am deciding what the next chapter of my life looks like. It does not look like what it looks like now, but the next chapter is going to be exciting. It might be in a box truck. It might be in a different van. I just don't know right now. But I know what I'm currently doing is not working. The Joy Route is all about living your best life and make what doesn't work work. And it's about living your life 1 mile, 1 minute, 1 cup of black coffee at a time. So I'm going to make it work. And I'm going to, as I continue to discover ways to make it work better, I'll be bringing it to you. And I like to say this. Thank y'all for listening to this podcast. I'm starting a podcast in 2023 for the Dre Route, offshoot of the Dre Route channel. Yeah, I just did it. I didn't want to overthink it. I'll be back. Y'all. In the meantime, take the Dre Route.